As you can see here, we have black plastic, and it's because one scratch, one mark on the belly of the skin, we're done.
Some of these big brands not take the skin if it's got a scratch on it.
Brands like Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Hermes, Prada, they sell the most beautiful handbags, but at the same time, they have to be first-grade quality.
They only breed males because they grow much faster. They're killed when they're 4 years old. That's when their belly skin is wide enough. It takes 2 animals to make one handbag. The farm gets about $1,000 per croc. Many crocodile farms around the world have poor animal welfare standards and an unsustainable approach to how many they take from the wild. But from what I've seen in Australia, farming allows large numbers of crocs to live out their lives in their natural habitat.
Okay, so we're heading into the incubator.
Okay.
We have about 1,100 eggs at the moment.
1,100.
We're just in time for the first hatchlings of the season.
So typically, what are the crocs like the minute they get out of those eggs? Are they...
You will find out.
Right, well, they're definitely inquisitive. Are they aggressive
They
at all?
are. Yes, as soon as they hatch, straight away they latch to your finger. They have very sharp little teeth.
Right.
So we're going just to help him, just to come here.
This is very much like a scene in Jurassic Park, I see.
Absolutely.
I'm shaking, I'm so scared I'm going to hurt the thing.
It's alright, it's alright, it's alright. It's okay.
It got me, look, it properly bit me. Sorry, mate. Welcome to the world. It's cool out here.
That's right, told you.
Fresh out of the shell, they are cute, but they do bite, and I can tell you that firsthand.
Giovanna and her team are doing everything they can to save these once endangered animals.
This is the happy time for us.
This is gorgeous. Giovanna and Charlie are essentially conservationists, and they are doing whatever it takes to ensure that crocodiles survive and that they stay a part of this ecosystem. Look at that! Boom! I've seen it firsthand. Crocodiles are still here in this part of Australia because of businesses like this.
With such an insatiable appetite for croc skin, it's driven a fashion boom for all things exotic.
Jay, how you doing, man? You alright?
I'm meeting with an old friend of mine, Jay, who owns a huge sneaker accessory brand and has borrowed a pair of trainers that you certainly couldn't get on the high street.
So these are the Nike Air Jordan 1s, dubbed the Brooklyn Zoos.
Yeah.
The trainers are not made by Nike, but have been specially customized for the luxury market.
Literally on the inside, you've got pair 7 of 10.
Right.
There literally are only 10 pairs of these.
Seriously, it's no joke.
How much are these selling for?
At the moment, you can get them from anywhere between 10 and 20 grand. There's 9 different skins.
9 different animals.
9 different animals on this shoe.
But what is it about animal skin specifically that people love so much?
It's the luxury element of it. It's the exclusiveness of it. You get what I'm saying? It's like, you can't have these, or you better be prepared to part with some serious money to be able to get these. It's that bragging right, you know?
What is it that made the shoes so famous?
When Jay-Z wore them at the Nets game, if you got a pair of these, you're in a very special club.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
And is that club the epitome of luxury then?
yeah, I would say so. You have got stingray, you got lizard on the tongue, you've got elephant on the side.
Well, hang on, that elephant skin is something you don't hear.
Well, this is it. I've never seen it before the shoe either. You've got boa on there, you've got crocodile, you have ostrich on the side here, python.
Much of the world's python skin comes from Indonesia. Indonesia makes up 2% of the Earth's land, but its rich jungles provide the fashion industry with over 14% of its exotic skins. Many of them come from the island of Java.
Dan? Yes, Reggie, nice to meet you, man. Thank you for having me. Should we make a move?
Diane is a local wildlife photographer who's going to take me to a python hunter.
We're going to Ciperna, where the snake hunter lives. It's about 40 minutes from here.
Look at the state of this face, look. That's the face of someone who isn't looking forward to meeting pythons. Look at this, everyone's out. Hello.
Our snake catcher is called Ahmad.
Oh, this is our guy. Hello.
He provides for his family by catching pythons in the wild and selling them.
Are you the only person in your family that catches snakes? This is Dad, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever been bitten? Oh, let's see. A cobra. Wow.
Dia pulang ke rumah, diikat, disobek pakai silet, ya sembuh, pulang.
With that in mind, it's time to go hunting. And we're not the only hunters on the way to Snake Central.
So, is this what they're actually going to put the snakes in? How are you supposed to get that around the snake? Ah, sneaky.
And we're off.
Doesn't look like the bus driver's waiting around. We've got to literally scarf her to get on. Well, this is a bit tight, isn't it? And there's a whole bunch of snake catchers everywhere.
1 hour later, the hunt begins.
They're already looking in the bushes now.
The snake we're looking for is called a reticulated python. It can grow up to 8 meters long. It kills by squeezing things to death. It's immensely strong.
And the only bit of self-defense I've got is a torch.
So they following the river bank. If they find a hole, it's a snake's house.
Okay. He's taking his shoes off. Surely that can't be the smartest idea. Should be telling you now. Watch your step. He just caught it with his bare hands. Look at that. You just caught it with your hands. Why are you laughing? This is insane. How long is this?
3 meteran ini, ada 3 meteran. 3 meter lebih.
Oh man, it's wrapping around me, look. It's got me. Oh my god. This is mad. Look at
Kembang,
that.
ini kembang tuh, kembang. Saja kembang.
So is this a good one then?
Ya. Yes, kembang. Ini bagus, Pak. Ya, bagus ini.
How much do you think this is going to be worth?
Ini sekitar 300-an.
$25. Whoa.
Ayo masuk, masuk. Ayo masuk. Masuk. Tuh.
Oh. And it's not just snakes they're hunting.
Dimakan.
And how many of those would you catch in a night?
4 kilo, 5 kilo dapat.
Wow, you guys are just catching everything in.
If these guys are doing this every night, I'm surprised there's anything left.
They might have found another snake.
Ya, there we go. Nanti, biar naik. Wah. Wah. Wih. Ada di dekat. Awas. Mana.
What sort of snake is this? Is it another python?
Ini sanca kembang sama yang tadi.
Wow, it's absolutely gorgeous. So this is the skin that they're all paying the money for, right? Beautiful.
Oh enggak, iya, tinggal ditarik. Tarik pakai tangan. Pakai ini. Oh, ini.
Now let's just get it in the barrel. Get it in the barrel.
Nanti dulu. Ini dulu.
Head first. Oh God, I forget there's another one in there already.
Ayo, masuk. Ayo, masuk. Masuk ke rumah.
You know, when you look at the skin, and you look at the color of it, and you look at how beautiful it is, and how individual each section of this is, you can understand why people want it. You can understand why people are catching them, and why these designer labels are putting them all over their bags.
Masuk ke rumah.
But a living creature. This is a creature that was minding its own business 10 minutes ago, and now suddenly the beginning of its journey to becoming somebody's purse begins right here.
And it's just a tiny part of $1 billion trade. The next morning, we arranged to meet Ahmed. The locals call this place Snake Village.
Hey.
He's brought in last night's catch.
I know that face. Hello. How you doing? All of you fit on this one little bike. It's unbelievable. And what's in there?
Python.
So how many of these pythons are actually still alive?
3.
You got 3 in there.
All of the animals taken from the nearby jungle are brought here.
Oh man, looks like the work's all happening in here. It's that frogs, I didn't even realise. There's tons of them getting stripped, cut into pieces, and what looks like being cleaned for cooking, I guess. It's a lot of frogs. Is that snake skins?
Yes.
It is. So many. Oh my goodness, look at this.
The owner of this factory is Jamari.
Hey. Hello, Reggie, nice to meet you. Wow, what are these? Are these python skins?
Yeah. Python.
And how long ago were these brought to you?
Prosesnya sudah berapa lama di sini? Oh, di sini udah 3 jam. Udah kobra ini.
And how many days has this been out in the sun?
5 jam.
It's just 5 hours.
Iya.
Right. It's really strange seeing the skins at this stage of the process, because right now they just feel a million miles away from the animals that we caught last night. This just feels like bits of paper. And look at that, he's just folding up a huge python. Look, that's like 3 or 4 pythons in an elastic pan.
Ahmed will get paid per meter for his 3 pythons, so Jamari needs to measure up.
I've never seen anything like this before in my life. I mean, he's literally just grabbing the snake by its neck so he can stretch it out to measure it.
3 meters, precisely.
Any mark on the skin decreases how much the big brands will pay.
He's got a live python in his hand. He's not even thinking about it. This, I guess, is really normal for him. Whoa. Look at the colour on this.
It's dark.
Whoa. This one's a tricky one. Did he just nearly bite you?
Yes. 3.5 meters.
It's big.
Berapa harganya 3 meter, Pak?
Ahmed will get around $80 for last night's catch. This gets shared with the other hunters. But once skins are turned into even the smallest luxury items, their value can increase massively.
Take care. Maxim, take care.
For Ahmed, it's the end of his involvement. But there are thousands of hunters like him all over Indonesia.
Looks like there's another seller here now.
Oh yeah.
Look how many he's got. Wow.
The amount of animals that are being brought in is staggering.
And there's more? No way. So we've got 2 pythons and then lots of smaller snakes. In any other circumstance, I'd help you carry them in.
Ganas pastinya. Iya, 5 menit 1 gigitan pasti orangnya udah mati.
Why is he so confident that the cobra is not going to bite him, even though he's smacking it?
Lo bisa dicium, Mas.
Moving on from the sideshow, I ask if they've noticed a drop in numbers in the jungle.
Hari keluar sih sudah biasa segitu, cuman ularnya yang kurang. Kalau dulu kan banyak ularnya, kan banyak anaknya.
Is there actually a cap for the amount of snakes that can come through his business per month or per year?
Kan ada surat-suratnya, izin dari kehutanannya tuh habis aja.
And once you've got a license, you can take as many animals as you need.
Smaller snakes and other reptiles aren't skinned for their skin, but for their meat, which demands high prices once it reaches China.
Oh my goodness. It's another thing to add to my I've never seen before list. There's buckets full of snake meat and what looks like smashed up frog meat, all in one big bucket, and then there are vats of snakes being cooked.
Now the time has come to slaughter last night's snakes.
I don't really want to walk through the door because on the other side of the door is a bit of the process that I'm yet to see, and it's happening now. So, do you know what? I'm not going to lie to you guys. Everybody behind the camera right now is going, go in, go in. But everything inside me is saying, stay right here. Come on in, come on. Oh my God. All right, so the snake is fighting for its life literally right now while Killer just grabs it, holds it still, and gives it a poke up the nose, and that's it. It's like there's this weird popping noise when it finally gets all the way in, and the minute you hear it, it just stops fighting. That, to me, really isn't humane at all.
Oh.
It's awful. So he's just pulled this hose out. I thought he was washing the snake down, but he's just put the hose in the snake's mouth. So the snake that's just been killed is now being filled with water. Why is that? Look, it's still moving. Why is that?
It's not alive, but the nerve system still working.
Look how much it's moving.
Memang biasa gitu, Mas.
The snake's slow metabolism means that nerves may react long past slaughter. It's hard to say 100% that the snake doesn't feel any pain.
Seeing a snake be killed by a long piece of metal through its nose, if it doesn't put you off, there's something wrong with you.
The pythons are now left full of water for a couple of hours and then skinned.
This has to be one of the most shocking things I think I've ever seen.
It's time to leave Snake Village. It's been an eye-opening few hours. The way the snakes are killed is brutal, but I was also struck by how many were being taken from the wild. And there must be hundreds of other villages just like this all over the country.
Whoa. Oh my God.
There is now a fierce argument between wildlife experts over whether there are enough wild pythons to sustain the huge amount being caught, killed, skinned, and exported. To find out for myself, I've come to the capital of Indonesia, Jakarta, to meet wildlife expert Kintan in the city's pet markets.
Look at the size of this place. It just goes and goes, doesn't it?
Yep, the Jatinegara market is one of the biggest and also one of the most notorious markets in Jakarta.
There's primates down there, there's monkeys.
Yes, they know it's not supposed to be for sale.
The police actually ever get involved?
Unfortunately, that's not something that they regularly do.
Right. In your opinion then, where would you say the majority of these animals are being taken from?
So 95% of the animals being traded are caught from the wild.
Kintan is particularly concerned over how Indonesia's python population is currently being threatened.
Indonesia has a quota of 175,000 for hunted pythons. It's regulated under the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species, or CITES, but we don't have the mechanism to kind of trace that regulation and enforce it.
So they have a quota, but there are concerns over how adequate the policing really is.
In certain places, you cannot find these anymore in the wild. They used to be there in abundance.
No way.
Yeah.
So that many have been taken, you literally can't find them, and so they're essentially extinct in that area.
The problem is the illegal trade is so rampant, there's probably as much illegal pythons being caught as there are legal or under the quota.
Yeah, there's just this massive grey area and there's no way of knowing for sure where these animals are coming from.
And therefore it's really hard to claim complete sustainability on a product made from snakeskin. It's a very bleak picture for Indonesian wildlife.
Yeah. It's really sad. It's really sad. It really feels as though there are no rules here. You know, this is the Wild West of animal sale, because these animals predominantly aren't coming from farms. You know, they're being caught in the wild and sold on for a profit, not a great profit at that. Education needs to be put in place because it's not a bottomless pit. You know, these animals won't be here forever if there isn't regulation. If we don't know how many animals are being taken and regulate that, things are only going to go downhill.
back in the UK, I've had some time to think about what I've seen. Once upon a time, fur and exotic skins were just for the rich, but it seems now everyone's at it.
You walk down a high street here in London and every window has something that resembles or is a cheap knockoff version of a snake skin, a python skin, or a bit of fur.
We spend billions on faux fur and other fake animal items, but some of these cheap copies are actually made out of low-grade real fur and real skins. So the message is really simple.
I'm not judging you, but do the research, and I am saying that to myself as well, because from this point forward, I'm not going to do that anymore.
And what about those with a bit more money to spend on the real thing?
I think we should all be asking ourselves, this fur and these skins that we buy, are they sustainable? Because if they're not, and you're still spending your money on it, it's irresponsible.
From the billionaire wardrobe to million